Hey everybody, it's Carmela. It's day five of our 5-day series, help giving you tips on how to build your business. I hope that something that I've said this week has helped you. Will you jump on, just say hello? Got to make sure that I keep you encouraged and let you know what's out there, what I see, because sometimes I've learned that we don't see ourselves sometimes. And so when I call out something and it's something that you're doing, don't take it personal, because this is what I do, right? And so I look at posts, I look at social media, I look at it from a different perspective. And so what I'm doing is just sharing with you tips and tools to help you make the necessary changes and adjustments in your business so that it can be profitable for you. So, I'm not picking on anybody, but I do like to just kind of tell things, just kind of share it the way it is, real and raw, because sometimes it's easier for you to see yourself in it. So I want you to see yourself. I want you to see if you're doing a great job, because I've been to trainings before and realized, man, I'm doing pretty good, and I'm grateful to discover that I was doing really good, because sometimes I went to trainings or I watched videos like, oh my gosh, I totally messed that up. But the reason why is because I didn't know. And for me, sometimes it took me a long time to find somebody that would be honest with me and that would pour into me, and somebody that I could trust, that I knew could hear from me, give me business ideas, but not steal those ideas too. Somebody that would pour into me, somebody that was ahead of me, somebody that could see strategically. And so I hope to be able to do that for you all. So today we're going to be talking about my favorite topic, which is numbers. So on Monday, we talked about the mindset. We talked about how money is not created, but that we attract abundance to us, and just really working on our thought process. Y'all say, hey, when you come in. And then this week, we've talked about why it's important to be clear about who it is that you serve, understanding who your ideal audience is, why you serve them, why you have that passion, and then being able to be transparent, open, and honest enough with your clients to let them know who you are, let them know behind the scenes who you are and what's going on, so that they can get a glimpse into what it takes to take their business to the next level. I see y'all jumping on. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all say, hey, don't be afraid to speak up. Y'all say hello. Let me know that you're there. And today we're going to be talking about numbers. This is what matters, y'all. This matters so much in your business, because without having a solid financial understanding of what's going on in your business, you're going to find yourself stuck. Now, remember, every time we go live, I'm a note girl. I have to do notes because I'll get off track and ramble. And so your time is really important to me. And so I want to make sure that I stick to what we're talking about today and stick to our topic and be able to answer your questions. And listen, if you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments as we go, and I'll work them in. Hey, thank you so much for joining. So listen, so you got to understand your ideal audience. You got to have your mindset right and know that you're building your business from a place of abundance, not a place of lack, not from a place of fear. Remember, we don't give discounts and freebies and all that stuff. We give bonuses, and you hold true to what God has told you your prices should be. All right. And we're going to get started. My name is Carmela Williams. I am your business coach. And so I work with business owners to help you get very clear about who your ideal audience is. We help you master your calendar so you can take authority over your time and you can be more productive, so that you're not always in hustle mode, but that you're building your business to a place where it can be sustainable. And one of the third things that we do is we help you master your numbers, not just your pricing, but your pricing and your overall numbers, so you understand how to project out and things of that nature. Now, pricing is the place where I struggled the most in business. It took me 18 months to get out of the red when we first launched our business and I first became certified and began to get professional training to take my business to the next level. So it took me almost 2 years to get out of the red. And the reason it took so long is because I didn't have somebody that would be honest with me and to help me understand how to navigate. Now, I know that everybody processes things differently, but so I'm going to tell you how I process things. I am a bullet list outline next steps kind of girl. So I kind of need to know my numbers. I need to know a logical sequence, right? And so, and I know the reason I need to know the logical sequence is because that's my strength. So like when you give me your idea, the way my mind works and my gift is I can take that and break it down into workable pieces. I can break it down into phases and then help you put a plan in place to navigate through the different phases in your business. And because that's how my brain works, that's what I needed. And I did not have it, which is why I like working with business owners to help you get those things. If you are a business owner like me and you need that logical sequence, then I'm the coach for you because that's how I flow through things. And so because I couldn't find that, that was a source of pain for me. And it kept me spinning my wheels, spinning wheels, spinning wheels, spinning wheels. And I was constantly asking questions, constantly trying to figure out what was my next step. Because if I knew what step 5 was, then I can work backwards and then put a plan in place for me to get there. But in the very beginning, I didn't know what I didn't know. And not knowing can be very costly. So let's jump in today to our training and our 3 steps that we'll be talking about on today. Number 1, and it's scrolling across the bottom. Number 1, success for anyone should encourage you. Okay, well, that's simple. It is simple. And we're talking about money, right? So when somebody else begins to talk about the success that they've received in their business, a lot of times it's easy for us to celebrate them. But if they say, I just signed my first $10,000 client, how does that make you feel? Does it make you feel some type of way? Are you wondering, how did they do that? And they could get that done and I couldn't get that done. You know, you have to work through the inner emotions. Now, if you need, you got to go back to Monday and watch Monday's video to understand about the abundance mindset. But success for anyone should let you know that it can happen to you too. Don't look at it as competition. And if you feel some kind of way when people start mentioning numbers and it makes you uncomfortable, and it makes me jump to number 3, which is being comfortable talking about money, then you have to look within and find the root. Right? That can be a limiting belief for you. And so if somebody else's success makes you want to pull back, then that's something within you that you have to work through. Let me tell you why. Because it can negatively affect your business. It can negatively affect your business. Success is not something that happens to you. It's something that happens because of you. And I got that line out of the 10X book. If you've never read the book or did the audio book, the 10X rule, you should. It talks about giving 10 times the energy. It's just a really good book. He gives really good tools and tips. But that line really jumped out to me. Success is not something that happens to you. Success is something that happens because of you. And so when you see somebody else that is successful, it should encourage you to know that if they got in the way to make that success happen, that same thing can happen to you. Now, number 2, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Know your numbers. Number 2 is know your numbers. Know your numbers. Drop that in the comments, whether you're watching this live or replay. Whenever you watch it, I want you to drop in the comments, I know my numbers. Even if it's not true, I want you to drop it in the comments, I know my numbers, just to trigger something that you need to know your numbers. Now, listen, when I say know your numbers, yes, your prices have to be, top notch. But that's a process too. Because I remember when I first started in business, coaching for me for 90 days was $75 a month. Now my price is nowhere near that. But in the beginning, mentally, I could not charge more than that. If I charged more than that, I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't, I don't know, like even now, like I couldn't charge more than that because mentally I didn't think that what I was doing was worth more than that. I didn't understand it. I wasn't at a place then that I am now where I'm committed to getting results for my clients. Now I have a track record of results. Now I have referrals testimonials that I can give you. I have people that you can reach out to and they can tell you about the work that they've done with me and how I assisted them in it. In the beginning, I didn't have that. So in addition to the barrier with charging, I also had another barrier in as much as I didn't have any, there was no like accountability. There was no way for you to know that I could help you do what I was saying that I could help you do because I hadn't helped anybody. And so sometimes in the very beginning, your prices may be low, and that's fine because it's a process. So your prices are part of a process, but you got to know your numbers. You got to know the minimum that you got to make. You got to know your operating costs. You got to know your expenses. When you are if you have a product that you are making and it costs you $10 to make the product, you can't charge $10.99 because you don't think people can afford it. You're only making 99 cents. You can't charge those type prices. And a lot of times we get stuck with charging those type prices because we hadn't done the math to see what it costs us to make it. And that requires a different level of discipline. You can't just say, well, I bought this and I got it in a big jar and the big jar costs this amount. Well, you got to see how you got to take that, how many ounces in that big jar, how many ounces goes in this product. And you got to do the math to figure out exactly how much it costs you to make this product that you're selling. And then you have your formula in place for the percentage of your markup. You got to do the work to know. Number 2 is scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Know your numbers. When you watch this, whether live or the replay, type in the comments, I know my numbers, because I want that to click. Know your numbers. Now, you got to also know what you're going to make each month. So now I like numbers, and I'm going to use a very simple, just one formula so it don't get too heavy. But say you want to make $3,000 a month and you're providing a service. So if you're providing a service and you charge $29.99 for this course, you got to get 100 people in that course this month to hit your financial goal for the month. If you charge $99 a month, add some more substance to the course so that you feel confident enough to charge $99 for the course. Now you only have to add 30 people to the course for this month. It's a difference in helping 100 people a month and 30 people a month. You see the difference? And then the other difference is when you are confident in what it is that you're doing. You're confident in who it is that you're serving. You're confident in how you can help them get results, because everything you're doing is about getting your customers results. When you're confident in getting them results, it's easier for you to understand the value that you bring. Listen at this. If I charged you $50 and I help you make $5,000 during our time together, what was the value of my course? Was it $50 or was it $5,000 for you? The value of the course was the $5,000 because the results that I helped you get was $5,000. So when you begin to help people get a bigger return or a bigger result, it helps you to understand the value of your course, right? If I take that same model and I take it into an organization that's based on sales, and they go from everybody now increases 100% in their sales, the value that I brought that organization is at a whole nother level. So I can't go in there and charge them $75, but the return, the immediate return for the organization is $50,000. There, it's not balanced. And so you have to understand the value that you bring to the table, and you have to understand the results that you help your customers get. People pay for results. Even this lotion that I have right here, you pay for the results. The results is that when I go live, that my hands look healthy and refreshed, around my nails look healthy and refreshed. You see what I'm saying? Everything that you sell, whether it's a product or whether it's a service, you speak to the results of your customers, and that's how you understand the value of what you bring to the table. So you got to understand the value. The second scenario, if you're trying to make $3,000 a month, if you provide a combination, because some of us provide a combination, some services, some products. And so you got to know each month how many people you need to serve to provide the service and how many products you need to sell this month in order for you to meet your $3,000 a month goal. Now, your goal could be $10,000 a month. It could be $20,000 a month. You set your own goal, but you got to know what the goal is and what that combination is, what has to happen in order for you to make it happen. You got to quit just throwing numbers out there like a fish net. You just gonna throw it out there and catch what I can. No, you got to know who it is that you're serving. You got to understand the results that you get for them, and that requires you to do a little bit of research. You know, do a little bit of It requires you to do a little bit of homework for you to sit down. Sometimes you got to sit down and write out all your certification, write out all your degrees, write out the years of experience. You need to write it out, because the problem with pricing is not your customer's problem. It's our problem, because we don't understand the value and the level of expertise that we bring to the table. Even if you're doing hair, you're a master cosmetologist. You don't understand just hair. You understand my scalp. You understand how to keep my scalp healthy while I'm wearing protective styles, because you are an expert in your area. And when you show up as the expert, you can charge that level of value. But if you don't know who you are, then you will fall into the trap of trying to be the cheapest. And trying to be the cheapest should never, ever be your goal. Your goal is to be the best. When you're the best in what it is that you do, you can give people your prices, and they'll say, well, that's a little high. And you can say, well, it's okay. You can go out there and shop around. You'll be confident enough to tell them to go out there and shop around, and knowing that, they may go out there and find something similar, but they'll be back because you're the best. And then number 3, that'll be scrolling across the bottom of your screen, is get comfortable talking about money. Neutralize the effects of money. Neutralize the power that money has over you. Money is just a tool and a resource. You attract abundance to you. So if money is what you need, that's what you will attract. But if you need a collaboration, you're going to attract a partner to you that has an abundance mindset as well. So y'all are not competing, but you're collaborating. So it's a win-win. You got to get comfortable talking about your prices, get comfortable talking about the results, get comfortable talking about the value that you bring to the table. And when you get comfortable talking about this, now remember, let me slow down. Step number 1, the very first thing I said to you was your pricing goes through a process, because in the beginning, you may not have results. You may not have testimonials. You may still be a little unsure about who you serve and the results that you get. And so things go through a transition. But as you grow, so should this conversation. This conversation should grow as you become more and more confident in who you are, how you help them, who you serve, and the value that you bring to the table, the results that your customers are guaranteed to get. If they show up, if they do the work, what results are guaranteed? Now, remember, how you do anything is how you do everything. Now, I've talked about this before, but I love to talk about it when it comes to money. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you have bills sitting in a stack at home because you're afraid to look at them, you're afraid to know those numbers, how you do anything is how you do everything. You may also not understand the numbers that's required in your business for fear of not having enough. But you got to understand, when you're building your business, you can't build that business from the place of fear and from the place of lack. You got to know your numbers. You got to know your expenses. You got to know the minimum of what I need to do this month. Maybe your business is your side business and is your extra money. Still tie it to a goal. Take your cheapest bill in your house and let that business pay that. Or let that business pay off some debt. Or let that business build up your savings account. Whatever you want to do, but you got to tie it to some type of why and some type of purpose. Otherwise, it's easy for you to just let it drop off, okay? How you do anything is how you do everything. So if at home when you get your check, and I'm not saying you live in paycheck to paycheck, but if at home you get your check and you spend, and then on Saturday morning, the whole paycheck from the week is gone, that is a mindset. That is not a finance problem or a resource problem. That's a mindset problem. That, watch this, if you're not careful, you'll do the exact same thing in your business. So when you get a new client, you want to get a new customer, soon as that check hits that bank and it clears, you spend until your bank account, your business bank account, is back on zero as well, because how you do anything is how you do everything. I want to challenge you to know your numbers, to start where you are, start right where you are with your numbers. I'm not telling you to increase your prices. I'm just telling you to know your numbers, know what you have to have, know how much you got to do each month and each week in order for you to meet those goals. And then I want you to stick to that budget for your business. I want you to do it for 30 days. I want you to show up as an expert for 30 days in your business. And I promise you, you will see a change. So our 3 things on today was, look at the bottom of the screen. Number 1, success for anyone should encourage you, because we're not competing. We're not in a competition against anyone. So if you see somebody that just hit 6 figures this year, guess what? You should be cheering them on, because it means you can do it too. If you see somebody just signed their first $15,000 client, guess what? You should be cheering them on, because it means that you can do it too. Don't allow an unhealthy relationship with money make you look at them kind of funny because they're ahead of you. It's okay. Those that are ahead of us are not our competition. They're our teachers. They're our models. They are our reminders that it can be done. Number 2, know your numbers. Know the minimums that you have to make each month. Set that goal, not at the minimum. You need to know the minimum, but set that goal at what you want to do, what you want to be making each month. So if your goal is $2,000 a month, that is a comfortable place for you, and you usually only make $200 or $300 a month. When you hit 500, celebrate it. Keep that goal at 2,000. And the next month, your goal is to beat your best. And so next month, your goal is to get over that 500. So next month, you hit 700, celebrate it. And each month, you continue to celebrate until you hit that goal. And when you hit that goal, then you move it up. You set a new goal. You don't stay there. You don't get complacent. You need to know your numbers. You need to know your minimums. You need to work through your pricing. So if you're okay with your price being right here, right now, get some results. Get some testimonials. Don't be afraid to ask for those. What's your biggest takeaway? How did my course help you? And I'm going to share it anonymously. Let them share with you. So it helps to build you up, and it lets your future customers see the results that you bring to the table. And that helps you be able to get your prices to where they need to be, so you can get out of hustle mode and get into sustainability mode. And then the third thing is neutralize the money conversation. You got to be comfortable with talking about money. And let me say this, and this is how I'll close with you today. You're not selling when you understand the results that you bring. What I do is I bring results for those people that are overwhelmed in business. They are experts in their area, but this business side of thing is affecting their business because they don't have scheduling tools and things like that in place. They don't have a way to project their income. They don't have it in place. They don't know how to set healthy goals. They don't have those things in place. And so I come in to help you put those things in place. And so anybody that hires me to help them, I didn't have to sell them anything. They saw the results and they needed the type of results that I provide. And so we come into agreement and into partnership to work together to get them those results. Selling and hard sales means that you got to convince me to work with you. Sometimes that includes manipulation and all kind of stuff. I don't have to do any of that, and I don't want you to do any of that. You get comfortable knowing the results that you bring to the table. Thanks for joining. Get comfortable with the results that you bring to the table. You bring to the table, not what somebody else is doing. Quit trying to reproduce what somebody else is doing. Get comfortable with the results that you bring to the table. Share that with your audience. And then the people that need what it is that you provide, they will find you. They will find you. Listen, if you need additional help in these areas, look across the bottom of your screen. Our masterclass is December 13th. It's $250. If you need 2 payments, we can do two payments. We're 30 days out. You can pay half now and half by the 10th of December if you need to. But let me tell you about this masterclass. Not only am I going to tell you how to master your numbers, master your message, master your audience, it's 4 different areas that we're going to be hitting on, but I'm going to share my screen with you and show you where to go. I'm going to show you the websites. I'm going to give you the tools and the resources. Now, you got to do the work, but I'm going to show you where it is. We'll take some of that guesswork out of it. When it comes to your time, we're going to show you what DMOs look like, daily methods of operations. I'm going to give you some examples of what it looked like for those working full-time in business and those that's got a 9-to-5 or 8-to-5 job, and you only got an hour a day. We're going to show you some examples of what that day, a successful day, could look like for you. How to incorporate self-care in that, how to still take care of your family, how to still be a good wife in the midst of all that. Let me tell you what I did yesterday, part of my daily method. So I work full-time in business. So yesterday I worked, my husband gets off at 2:30, so I work until 3 o'clock. And then from 3 to 6, I took off. I took off work from 3 to 6. I had it blocked. And I cooked dinner and got dinner together and all that. And then he and I had to do a training at 6:30. And then after the training at 6:30, dinner was already done. We were able to sit down, eat dinner, enjoy each other's company. When you are an entrepreneur, you got to figure out how to still do those things. So our schedules may not look like other people's schedule. People think that I don't sleep. They think that I don't get rest, but you don't understand. My schedule don't look like a regular schedule. So while other people up at 5 and 6:30 in the morning, I'm not up that early. I don't start my day that early because my day runs late because of my teams and things of that nature. So I have a schedule that fits the different streams of income that I have. And in the masterclass, we're going to show you how to create that type of schedule for you. So that masterclass is December 13th. We have testimonials on the results that people have gotten as a result of that class. Some have gone on to join me in the Elite Academy for February because of the results that they have gotten. So if you need additional help and support, look at these videos that are here. Go to my YouTube channel as well. It's youtube.com/C then Carmela Williams. Let me type it in for you so you can see it. Just go to my YouTube channel and you will be able to see all the training videos. I give away free tips all the time, and I do it on purpose so that you can go out there and try it out. Try out these little things that I'm telling you and see if they work for you. And then if they work for you, you just come back and tell me. Tell me the results that you got. You don't have to sneak and do it. I want you to do it. I want you to use these tips. There it is. youtube.com/C/ Carmela Williams. It'll take you to my YouTube channel. There is a playlist on there for business coaching. There's a playlist on there for leadership, and there's a playlist on there for motivation. Because let me tell you something. Personal growth and development and motivation is a part of entrepreneurship. You got to keep that mind moving. You got to keep your mind at a place of growth. You got to keep your mind at a place of openness to the things of God, and so that you don't fall into the trap of competition and feeling like you're by yourself and all of those things. And so all of that is out there. It's out there for you. It doesn't cost you anything. But if anything that I've shared with you have helped you and helped your business, jump in that masterclass. If you say, well, I'm a little beyond the masterclass, I already got my foundation in place, then we have the Elite Women's Academy that kicks off February 28th, and you can start now. That course is $2,000, or you can do a payment plan. And so it's only November, so you have several months to work on that. And it comes with 4 one-on-one sessions. So while you're waiting on the class to start, we can go ahead and dive deep into your business and begin to work through what you need to work through in your business. And then you get to connect with the group. And we do those 8 group sessions. There's accountability built into it. It's an amazing program. We've gotten amazing results. We're 30 days in. We started October 11th. It's November 13th. And that group has generated right at $30,000 already, with them putting some systems and tools and resources in place, getting confident about their message, getting confident about their pricing, learning how to pivot, because one of them, because of COVID, things had shifted. And so now she's offering a new service. It's still exactly what she's doing. She's just offering that service now to a different group of people and able to still generate income. And so that's what I do. I'm a strategist. I just see you give me the whole picture and I can help you break it down. So in that Elite Women's Academy, we're not giving you additional homework. This is where we're working on your business and your brand so that you can live the type of life that you want to live, make the difference that you want to make, come off your job full time, bring your spouse off his job. Maybe you just want to give more. Maybe you want to get out of debt. Whatever your goals are, I'm here to help you reach your goals. Thank y'all for joining me this week. I'll be back next week for at least 2 days with some tips for you. And if not, I will be in my group. It's plenty videos, plenty trainings in the free group. You can find it on this page as well. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great weekend.